From the Rockies to the Atlantic shore, the news you need and a whole lot more. From Parliament Hill to the kitchen floor, this is the Hardline Forum.
Welcome to our very first episode of the Hardline Forum. My name is Michael.
I'm Marie.
And we are going to, I don't know.
So I'm thinking, because everybody was kind of bitching about like, oh, this is another AI, blah, 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 blah. I think we're just gonna, I don't know, like raw dog this episode, if we will.
Yeah.
And just kind of let people tell us what they want to hear for like next week's episode. Because I'm tired of hearing the negativity and reading that, like, oh, we're just going to be some Trump loving or Trump hating or like whatever.
F Trudeau, F Carney type of conservative podcast, which is, it's not like that. We are going to talk politics. We're also going to be talking about other things in life, relationships, scientific studies, even paranormal experiences that some of our listeners might want to speak about. And we also have our own experiences that we would like to share with everyone. But trying to promote this show is quite the headache, especially on Reddit, when all the comments were just thrown about like, oh, wow, this is too much AI, or the logo is used with AI. So we...
And like, who gives a shit if a logo was made with AI? Literally everything now when it comes to advertising is AI.
Well,
I can't fucking draw. You can't fucking draw.
AI is here to stay, and we're just going to have to adapt with it and learn how to use it, because it's not going anywhere. It's just the same thing with any other technology that's advanced. So with that aside, why don't we start off with discussing relationships?
Oh my God. Okay. So I've been single for quite some time, and you know this. And I figured, like, after I got over like the heartbreak and whatever else, that I was going to try like online dating. And that has been a roller coaster ride. So I've been on Tinder, I've been on Hinge, I've been on Bumble, the Facebook dating thing. And let me just say, some of y'all are nasty. Asking your first line opener, okay, for starters, should not be, hey babe, you looking to get your cheeks clapped? Don't start with that. Don't start with that.
I would actually like to know, like, which girls, if he's using that pickup line for all the women, which ones are responding to be like, yeah, actually, I would love to have my ass clapped right now.
I know. And like, you know, no judgment to those women if that's what they're into. But like, I'm getting too old for that shit. I always thought I was going to be married at 35. Now I just laugh and laugh.
I feel like when you're in your 30s, you can probably clap your own ass.
So true. I mean, like, if I wanted to get my cheeks clapped, I mean, I have a vibrator, you know, I can get it done myself. But yeah, and then like the people that are married on those sites.
Yeah. Do you remember, this was actually a few years ago, I think it was Ashley Madison.
Yes.
There was that, I guess somebody hacked into it and released all the names of all the married men that were...
And women.
And women that had profiles on there. Because basically that's what Ashley Madison was, right? Or is. I don't know if it's still around. But it is a website for people to have affairs.
Yeah.
It literally promotes themselves for people to come sign up and have an affair. And I think that's morally wrong, and it's disgusting. You don't need to promote a website to do that. If anyone wants to have an affair, go ahead and, you know, go sign up to any website, because I'm sure everywhere you go, every website you sign up to, there's at least quite a few already, not just married men, but people who are already in relationships but kind of want that little side piece.
So fun fact, I just looked, and Ashley Madison is still a thing.
What does their slogan say?
Where desire meets discretion.
Oh, there you go. Discretion.
What's funny to me about that is there's actually a documentary on Netflix about this. How many people were mad and wanted to sue Ashley Madison for the leak of information? And they were holding Ashley Madison responsible. But I mean, at the end of the day, you were the one cheating. So, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to cheat, own up to that.
Well, that's how people are nowadays, right? You commit something wrong, you get caught. It's never your fault. It's always the person's fault that caught you.
Of course.
No one takes responsibility for anything anymore.
Of course not. Not at all.
Well, there's that. So aside from that, getting your ass clapped, have you had any success with anyone, meeting anybody that's decent, normal, and that actually maybe is looking for a relationship?
So yeah, like I've met a few. I wouldn't say that like I'm ready to get married by any means. But yeah, I've definitely met a few that have some potential. Some not so much. Some are just fun to hang out with, and I'm not even gonna lie, just do stuff with. But I don't know. I feel like it's really, I'm picking at the bottom of the barrel. And okay, so I don't know if everybody is aware, but we are located in North Bay, Ontario, and it is slim pickings here.
That's
and
true.
I mean, when we go out for breakfast, like me and Michael, if we're out for breakfast, I'm like, oh, wow, that guy's on Tinder. Oh, that guy's here. And he's with his fucking wife while we're eating breakfast.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the expression, don't shit where you eat?
Yeah, right.
So if you're going to commit adultery or you're going to cheat on your girlfriend or your spouse, do it outside the city. I mean, don't do it at all. But if you're going to do it,
Be smarter.
go to Sudbury, go to Barrie, go outside of town, because you're gonna, the chances of you running into somebody that you slept with and you're out with your significant other, I mean, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, look at my ex, for example. He went to Sudbury for work and whatever, and he started banging some bitch over there, and I didn't hear about it till later because I'm over here.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
But you know what? I mean, it just, the way I see it is now, he's somebody else's problem. Because if someone can be with you and cheat on you with somebody else, you're not really setting yourself up to be in another successful relationship, because you started off as being the other woman.
Yeah.
And down the line, you're going to constantly be like, well, he cheated on his ex with me, so the chances of him cheating on me with somebody else is extremely high.
To be fair, though, I don't know if she actually knew about me.
Well,
because I honestly think he was telling her a completely different story about what was going on with us. I was going through shit just before we had broken up, dealing with like grief and loss and all that, and he wasn't there for me, and his excuse was that I was distant, for one, and then he started saying things like we hadn't had sex in a year, which was complete bullshit. But yeah, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt and think she's not a disgusting piece of shit, and that she didn't know he was actually in a relationship.
Yep. Well, I mean, but you're moving on. You're doing well.
Yeah. And now that like time has passed, I see like, no, you know what? I'm happier. I'm better off. There was a lot of things that I kind of like turned a blind eye on.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. By the way, everybody, if you hear any background noise, that is the dog chewing on a toy. And he's happy. So sorry. Hope you like dogs. But yeah, so we just want to know what all of you think. We want to know what you want to hear. If you have any ideas, let us know your opinion.
We actually want to play our little intro for that segment that's called Let Me Know Your Opinion. So I'm just going to play that right now, and then we're going to talk about exactly what that is.
know your opinion.
All right. Sorry, I scared you there. So,
A little bit.
So let me know your opinion is what we were going to discuss. And that is a segment where we want our listeners to get onto hardlineforum.com, and there is a little box where you can record your thoughts and opinions on our segment from today or for any future segments or any stories that you wish to share with us. You can also email us at hardlineforum@gmail.com and share your stories there, or you can even upload your audio clip and we could feature it on our show.
Yeah. You can remain anonymous if you want. And it can literally be about anything. Spotted in North Bay, spotted at Sudbury. I mean, let's be real. There's a lot of things that go around town that are quite interesting. So if you see it, let us know.
Spotted in North Bay. That is it still a Facebook page?
I don't know. I was actually thinking about looking at that.
I remember when I first moved here from down south. That was probably one of the first North Bay community pages, I guess if you'd call it, that I joined. Just to kind of get a sense of what kind of city North Bay is. And there are some interesting things that happen in this city, but also it's a lot of community involvement. I must say, like the farmers market, for example, I think it's amazing. Coming from down south, I mean, there are a lot of festivals and farmers markets and things like that in the GTA, but it's just so big and like commercialized, and then here it's more localized and community involvement, and it's such a big difference, and I love it.
Yeah, you know what? Absolutely. I do love, like, North Bay is a city, but it's such a small city that, I mean, you coming from down south, it's like a town for you.
It is.
But I do love the sense of community in North Bay and how everybody always steps up to help someone. Like, even the ones that do nothing but complain on North Bay, the Facebook pages or whatever. I mean, they do step up and they're always looking to help out and help other people. Sorry, I'm just going to sidetrack for a second. So I'm looking on Facebook, and there was a group called Spotted in North Bay, but there hasn't been a post since 2021. So I don't know if maybe it's because now that group maybe is now private and I'm just not seeing anything. But yeah, if somebody knows something that I don't, feel free to say, like, no, Marie, you're wrong. There still is postings on Spotted in North Bay. But yeah, if not, we can do a segment on the podcast.
Yeah, we can. People can send us things that they spot or hear about that's going on in our community, and we can share it on here. I find Facebook has become less popular nowadays as well. A lot of people have shifted over to like TikTok and Snapchat and even Instagram and X.com, which I still call Twitter.
Is that what that is?
X.com?
Yeah.
That's yeah,
Twitter.
That's Twitter, yeah. They call it X now, but
did you know Instagram now has a thing kind of like X or whatever? It's called Threads.
I have Instagram. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
So is it a completely different app, or is it okay?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna pull mine up right now, and I don't know. I'm still not really sure how it works. To be honest, I only have it because I kept seeing a Threads thing on my Instagram.
Oh, we have a guest.
You are listening to Hardline Forum with Michael and Marie.
Jumping right back into our show. We were talking about Threads.
But yeah, so they have a thing called Threads, and I basically only know about it because I saw this post on my Instagram and I wanted to read it, but it said I needed Threads and it was so juicy and I can't remember what it was. But I got Threads to read this and then I fell down a rabbit hole. Threads is kind of tricky to use. I don't know, maybe everybody else knows how to use it. Maybe they can give me some pointers. I don't know. I'm not really sure how it works, but
Can we talk about Reddit for a second here?
yes, you are a Reddit whore. And
when I first signed up for Reddit, it was kind of the same thing because there's a lot of rules and things you got to follow for whatever page you're on. So, for example, if you're a new user, you have to build up what they call karma.
okay.
And in order for you to make a post, like some pages won't allow you to make a post if you're really new, I guess, to prevent bots or spam or anything like that. So there's lots of times where I will read a Reddit and I want to respond, but I can't because when I type in a comment and I submit it, basically 2 seconds later I get an error message saying that we had to remove your comment because you don't have enough karma to post a comment. So little things like that, it's really, really annoying. And they have moderators for each page. So for example, I tried to promote our podcast on the North Bay Reddit page,
Okay.
and that's where I was attacked for being conservative when I said nothing about being conservative on the post. It was just to promote the podcast and the show, to discuss Canadian politics and to discuss crime and to discuss just everyday living in Canada.
Right.
And I was bombarded by comments basically saying, is this going to be one of those conservative F Carney, F Trudeau type of shows? And all I said was, what I said was basically, you know, it's not about, we try to be unbiased,
Right.
and try to be neutral when it comes to discussing different topics, because we respect everyone has their own opinion and we're not going to just stick to one side. We kind of want to stay centered. But these people were just adamant that I was some conservative and that the show was going to be a conservative show and we were just going to bash the Liberal government and praise the Conservative leader, which everyone likes to call Little Pee-Pee because it's his initials. Anyways, that's not what this show is about. As you can see, we talk about all kinds of different things, and we want people to engage with us. We want listeners to engage, and we want feedback, and we want you to tell us, what our next show should be about. Especially if it's a local, towards our local community.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't just stick with just North Bay. We want to talk about Ontario. We want to talk about Canada because it is a great country and we're fortunate enough to live here. But we have to admit that sometimes governments at every level do things that we need to speak up about.
Absolutely.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's what you call democracy.
Yeah. No, you're right. I just feel like the ones that were attacking on Reddit, I don't know. I just feel like maybe they are very like one track mind. And I don't want us to be that way, as you said. I want us to look at things from both sides. I don't believe there's like a right and a wrong. I'm just curious. I just want to know what people think.
Yeah, and another thing I had pointed out was like, regardless of who's in Ottawa, who's in Parliament, we want our government to succeed, because if our government succeeds, then we succeed. We want a great, strong economy. And despite what you think of Donald Trump and his tariffs, yeah, I don't agree with that. I'm not a big fan of the guy. But whether we like to admit it or not, we need the United States. They are a huge ally. They are a huge trading partner, and they're literally right next door. So things that may be made in the States that we either need to buy off them, or things that we create here and they buy off us, we need each other. And
absolutely,
that's what has made both of the countries both strong economies for the last, I don't know, when did the NAFTA started? I think in the late 1980s, when Prime Minister Mulroney was in office,
right.
And he started the North American Free Trade Agreement. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. But and it was amazing for both economies. And Trump came in and kind of fucked things up for both countries. And now Americans hate us and we hate Americans, and it's just not going to help either or.
We definitely don't have that ally relationship with the States anymore, I'm noticing. A lot of comments that I see on social media, Facebook, Instagram, yada yada. There's definitely more of a hate, which is really sad to see, because like you said, like, we have been allies forever. We need America just as much as America needs Canada. And yeah, I don't remember what I was going with that, but
well, we can't just pick up and leave. America is right next door to Canada, whether we like it or not. So we're just gonna have to learn to live with that, because I'd rather them be our ally than our enemy, because they are a very powerful country, and we are not.
We are, but we're not. I mean, like, I don't know. I love this country, don't get me wrong, and people are going to twist my words. Of course.
But it's the truth. We still have a lot of work to do, and I know everyone's already maybe bashing Carney, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's only been in office for a little over a year now, and I'm not in politics, so I don't know how much work is involved, but I'm hoping that, there are some things that he's done already that are a benefit to us, so let's continue to see what unfolds.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like, the price of gas is starting to slowly go down. I would like to think that plays a role in it. But yeah, I mean, because when gas is $1.80, like, it's ridiculous. Diesel used to be cheaper than gas, and now it's like $2 and something.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, like, the price of groceries, that'd be nice if that came down.
Yeah. Again, that's everything's related, like, because if these truckers are paying more for gas and everything else kind of increases along with it. I want to talk about the housing market for a second.
Sure.
And I have noticed a bit of a decrease in homes. But I still think that I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so the thing with the housing is, because I've been to a few of the meetings at City Hall regarding our homelessness crisis and stuff. We do have a homeless crisis. We do. The housing, there's not enough housing. We have so many people on wait lists for housing. We have homelessness. People that aren't even from North Bay are coming here, living on the streets and stuff, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. What I get annoyed of is hearing all these people say like, oh, North Bay needs to do better and they need to do this. At the end of the day, it comes down to the government. Yes, North Bay could be making some changes. However, at the end of the day, they get what they're told to do from the upper government. And unless Ford and everybody else understands what's going on, nothing can change. So our mayor can only do so much. Our MP can only do so much. The housing crisis is terrible. I have seen many people who want a place to live. And the thing that, okay, I'm going to just kind of go back here a little bit. What really upsets me is we have all these encampments and we're complaining about the encampments. But at the same time, where are these people supposed to go? So organizations are giving these individuals tents and air mattresses and stuff for a place to be, out of the elements, out of the rain and whatever, a place to sleep that's not on the street. But like, I just don't understand where everybody expects these people to go. Where are they supposed to go?
So you're hitting one of the biggest bottlenecks crippling the country right now. And whether it's housing, transit, or major industrial projects, Canada has earned an infamous reputation for letting paperwork, conflicting jurisdictions, and endless consultation loops stall real-world progress. Yeah. There's a lot of red tape when it comes to trying to develop anything in this country. You have to hire a consultant to do consulting, and that takes up to a year and millions of dollars. And then you have permits that sit on desks for months on end, and nobody's looking at these until it's has to be thrown in their face. Basically, we aren't just fighting high material costs either, or labor shortages. We're fighting a labyrinth that treats momentum like an afterthought. So I find too, like, a lot of people are not in the trades as they used to be. We're running short on electricians, and we're running short on carpentry and construction workers. These are all very important trades that develop our country, and we're just not having that momentum as we used to. So maybe if the government had a bit of a initiative, or kind of like how I think last year, the year before, when we had shortages of like paramedics, the government actually offered to cut tuition for paramedics.
Yeah, they did that for PSWs. They're doing it for nursing.
Yeah, and they also did that. I think he even cut tuition costs for police to enroll in the Ontario Police College, and I think the tuition for that was about $11,000, and he actually removed the tuition for that. So you can actually now go to police college at no cost because of the shortage of police. I don't know how that is now, but I think the same has to go for our trades, and we need to develop this country. Our population has grown by 10 million people in the last, I don't know, 11, 12 years, and we just can't keep up with demand. We are short on hospitals. We're short on medical staff. We're extremely short on housing, and industry. We need more industry here to create more jobs.
Going back to the housing, and I know that people listening are going to have their fucking pitchforks ready for me. As you said, like, there is paperwork that needs to be signed and dealt with, and they take years. I'm just so blessed North Bay built a super arena and prioritize that over the housing situation. And I don't mean just like the homelessness and, you know, quote unquote, the drug addicts on the street. There is actually families who are working hard and trying to support their children that are homeless. So I think we need to stop stereotyping what homelessness looks like. And I think it comes down to, did we really need that arena, or should we have been putting more into the fact that we do not have the proper housing supports or mental health supports for people in the community? And again, I'm sure a lot of people are going to sit there and say, like, Marie is on crack or whatever you guys want to say, and ready to just drag my name through the mud because I'm talking about this stupid arena. But I mean, it's true. Look how much money it's been costing to build this thing. And last I read, they didn't even have a food vendor for it. So that's cool. Yeah.
It doesn't just stop at the municipality level. I mean, look at the Ford government. They just when they approved that whole redevelopment of Ontario Place, and they're putting like some multi-million-dollar spa. And then last month he had purchased that private jet for the provincial government. Like, where's all this money coming from? But yet we have, you know, hospitals that are in need of more beds and more staff.
Mm-hmm.
Brampton, for example, still has one hospital and a half. The reason I say half, because the other one, I wouldn't even call it a full hospital. It's more like an urgent care center.
Okay.
It was only just last year that they made it 24 hours, but before it used to close at 11 o'clock at night. And any emergencies there, they would transfer you by ambulance to the other hospital on the other side of town, which only has about 630 beds for a population of over 900,000 people.
Like,
so just explain that to me. And then you have cities like London who have maybe, I don't know, 300 to 500,000 population, and they have like 2 or 3 hospitals. Hamilton, same thing. They have about 2 or 3 hospitals. And then Brampton, with almost 1 million people, has 1.5 hospitals.
It's crazy. And like, look at even our little hospital. Look how many cutbacks they did on like laying people off. Our nursing shortage, like, why are they cutting back on nurses? Why is a hospital forced to make these decisions? I'm really big on healthcare. I worked in healthcare for a long time, so I understand the pressure of healthcare. And
what are your thoughts on a 2-tier health system? So like public and private. A lot of countries do it, and Canada is, aside from the States, because the States is just a whole nother ballpark, but Canada is probably one of the only countries that have just a completely public covered hospital system. But if you go to a lot of European countries, they have their public system, but they also give people options to go private if they have the funds or the insurance to do so, and that cuts a lot of time. So, but here you can't open up a private hospital; it's illegal.
mm-hmm.
And but why not give people that choice? Like, if I have insurance through my work and it covers me to go to a private hospital, I want to do that. If I need surgery, why wait a year and a half when I only have to wait 3 months?
So I get what you're saying, absolutely, and I see the pros and cons. However, I look at it as, is it really fair to say, oh, well, I make more money, I have better benefits, so my surgery for, I don't know, I broke a toe, it needs surgery, versus a kid or a child who needs open heart surgery or something, and their family doesn't make money? Is it fair to prioritize that person who's making more money than the average person?
Well, no, but if you look at it this way, if people have those options to go to public versus private, then you're going to lighten the burden on the public hospitals when you don't have all those people waiting. Like right now, we just have one tier.
Right.
If we had two tier, then it would shorten the wait times, right?
Right.
And as obviously a child who needs open heart surgery, that's a priority, and that's how healthcare should be, and it's always like that. But I've heard of stories where people go to the hospital with chest pains, and they're telling them to sit in the waiting room for like 8 hours, and they end up having a fucking heart attack sitting in the waiting room.
And people have died.
It's happening a lot more frequent than we'd like. And
absolutely.
I remember as a kid, we had a great hospital system. Even coming from the GTA, which is such a congested area, we had great hospitals, and we were known for being such a great country for having amazing healthcare and having it. Well, I don't want to say it's free healthcare, because technically it's not free. We're paying for it,
right, through
taxes. But it's not like that anymore. It's gone downhill.
Absolutely. So that's where I kind of want to hear from our listeners. I just want to hear like their opinion on, should our healthcare be privatized or, public, or maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys think.
And again, to do that, just visit our website at hardlineforum.com, and on the front page you'll see a record button where you can record your message, and that will be sent to us, and we will feature your clip on our show. Or you can email us at hardlineforum at gmail.com. That's hardlineforum at gmail.com.
Right. So, and like, if you don't want your voice clip on the podcast and you would rather just us read it, let us know. We want everyone to feel like this is a safe place to speak. And if you worry about people hearing your voice or recognizing who you are and whatnot, just let us know. There's nothing saying that you need to put yourself out there for giving us your opinion. But yeah.
Yep. That's that.
Thanks for listening to Hardline Forum. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and X.com. You can also visit hardlineforum.com and let us know what you want to discuss with us.